One thing that I think is really special about Pezula is that you find yourself on holes 1 to 5, beautiful forest views, and then you make the turn on 5, and all you see then is the beautiful Knysna Lagoon that you see right up to hole number 12. And when you step on tee number 13, all you see is the Indian Ocean and the whales, and believe me, it's hard to focus on your golf. What makes the golf course really special is the fact that you've got 18 holes that's completely different. You'll never find yourself playing a hole and say, I've played this before. They're all really special and unique. The golf course is always in immaculate condition. There's a reason why they received the award for the last couple of years for the best golf experience. It's not often that you find yourself on the first tee box, look at a par 5, stroke 1. It gets quite intimidating, but like I always say, don't worry, it gets a bit easier from there. The featuring hole that I would like to speak about is hole number 2, beautiful par 4, stroke 5, quite challenging with water on the right, but again, risk and reward. For those guys that want to step up on the tee box, take out your driver, you've only let yourself in with a little pitching wedge or maybe even a gap wedge, but for those clever golfers out there, I'd rather take a rescue or maybe a 3-wood, keep it to the left, will be just short of the bunkers at the back, and have myself like a 7-iron or an 8-iron in. So you step on the tee and you make your own decisions. My advice to a lot of the golfers is sometimes not to attack the pin on this hole. It is surrounded in the front by a couple of bunkers. If you hit a little bit fat, you might fall into the water short of the green, but I recommend just hit the middle of the green, take your par and run. Hole number 5, stroke 11, par 3. I really think you're going to battle to find a better par 3 in the country. Really a hole that you can play with. Plays about 175. Tough, you don't want to be short on this hole. It's surrounded by bunkers. And the green, obviously a lot of elevation, pin either front right or back left, makes it interesting hole. If you go back left, you want to maybe take a few extra clubs. If you want to go attack the pin on the short right, maybe pitch it long and spin it back to the hole. My personal favourite, hole number 12, stroke 4, just playing just over 400 metres, all the way downhill to the green. It's just a spectacular golf hole, wide fairways. You're really going to battle to make a drop unless you can't chip or putt. The way you want to play hole 12 is nothing else but a drive off the tee. You might find yourself as a little downhill lie, which might make it a little bit more difficult. There's a lot of pin positions on this hole, rather be long than short. It is protected by a bunker on the right. You don't really want to miss it on the left. It's a really hard chip. You really want to make sure that you do hit the green here. You might find yourself with a 40 to a 45 meter putt if you're short to the back of the green. So that makes it interesting, challenging, but yet my personal favourite. Hole 14, probably the most picturesque golf hole in South Africa. A couple of ways of playing this hole. You can take your driver and the good players, maybe a 3-wood and have a dip at it. The whole green is surrounded by lots of bunkers, so I do recommend to keep your sandwich in hand. The nice thing about this hole, for the high handicap golfer, only playing about 270, it's not a tough par 4. You can be a little bit clever, keep it to the left. You don't have to hit a driver or a rescue, you can hit an iron off the tee and have like a 7 or an 8 iron into the green. Don't be long, rather be short in the bunker. It's one of those risk and rewards holes. You're either going to make eagle, birdie or blackout. Hole number 14 is definitely the postcard to golf in the garden route. In my mind, I think it's one of the prettiest holes in South Africa. It's always nice to come and have a game of golf at Pezula. The experience that you get here is just unbelievable. You really get looked after well. The golf course is always in a good condition. The hotel is superb. It's just a nice outing and you know that you're going to get quality for money. The feedback that I get from the golfers is that they always enjoy playing at Pezula. The fairways are nice and wide, 5 different tee boxes you can decide to play from. Often the sighting of whales and baboons out there, the wildlife is really incredible. And of course, last of all, the views. Just absolutely spectacular. Whether you're a golfer or not, hope to see you at Pezula soon.